Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you on a Saturday, talking our favorite topic. It's real estate, and it's a new year, new goals, new Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you guys. Hope you had an amazing week, and thank you for tuning in. Got a good show for you. Hope everybody's staying warm. Definitely a cold one out there. And so we figured new year, new show. How about a new house? How to make it happen in 2025. New year, new home. We'll talk about that, the housing market, a little bit of what's going on, what we're expecting. We got on the second half what the experts are expecting for the whole forecast of the new year. And where do we see interest rates? That's one of the big topics that we're seeing. And what's the housing market in East Tennessee like? Is it cooled down? Is there inventory up? We'll talk about that and so much more. Again, hope everybody had a great holidays. It's great to be back with you guys. And if you're like us and our family, the Coleman family, it was something else. So little man Isaac got sick, and then before you know it, I was down a couple weeks, not a couple weeks, but a couple days. And then my daughter got sick. So then before you know it, we were down a couple weeks altogether. So it was eventful. I know a lot of things are moving around out there. It is the time of the season with all the stuff going on. So make sure everybody's keeping well and safe. And hope everybody's doing well. But we're back at it, new year, and Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae interest rates are 6.93% for a 30-year fixed. And then we got a 15-year mortgage at 6.14. So the rates have not moved exactly where we want to be. We're about 2 weeks out for a new administration. So expected some rapid changes coming. How will that affect the real estate market? Not sure, but we'll keep you up to date as always. And we'll talk about the housing market here as a whole. Where is the real estate market here in East Tennessee and Knoxville, surrounding areas, and across the country? We'll talk about that and so much more. But we figured out new goals, new visions. Let's start that with 2025. I think it's a perfect opportunity to purchase. You know, this year as we move forward, we're seeing an increase in inventory of some degree, and now buyers have more choices than what we've seen in the past. That's a good thing. An opportunity where the rates are not exactly where we want to be, still at the 6% range is still a good rate. If you look over the last 30 years, and the sixes are an opportunity to be very competitive. So we have a lot of things that are moving in the forefront. New construction in the area. There's a lot of competition out there and a lot of opportunities to get a good deal. Before we get going too far in the show, as always, I've got our new listings, new congrats, new closings, and we got to get our congrats out before we start. So new listing on Spring Hill Drive out in Sevierville. Great investment cabin out there. Make sure we check that property out. New listing coming on the lake in Lenoir City on Deep Cove Lane. Make sure you check that out. It's going to hit the market next week if we can get through the snow. Beautiful property out there, waterfront with a dock. Make sure you check that property out. 809 Hinchy Hollow Road out in New Market's coming in next week. Make sure you check that property out. It's got some acreage out there. 304 East Brushy Valley Drive in Powell. Great 5-acre tract to build on. Make sure you check that property out. And then property up in Smokies in Gatlinburg and Coyote. 438 Coyote Road in Gatlinburg coming out. Great investment property out there. Congrats on our property out in Oliver Springs. Petros Highway went under contract. And then, of course, out in our friends out in Oak Ridge, 103 Windsong Lane in Oak Ridge. Record time. Congrats. 820 Blackjack Road in Rockwood. Congrats. And, of course, 4628 the Shaws Meredith Road. Congrats on the closing on that property. 531 Gamble Gap Road in Tellico. Keith, we appreciate you so much, and thanks for the kind review. And then our great friends out there in 3532 Carson's Ridge Way in Sevierville under contract. So we've been busy. Even though everybody's been cold, we've been busy here. And that's what we're expecting this market as moving forward. So that's our real estate news for the beginning part of January. So let's talk about moving forward in 2025. It is 2025. Hard to say that. 2025. New goals, new dreams, new visions. Had some numbers that I thought was wanted to review with you. And going into 2025, obviously the market is a little softer than what we've experienced in the past. And you say softer, what does that mean? So we say inventory has increased and homes have not sold as quickly as we like. So we've seen homes on the market a little longer than expected. And in some cases, we're still getting multiple offers. But I had a great fact that I didn't realize this, but do you know in 2025 that 4.2 million people will turn 65? You say, well, Ryan, how does that affect the market? So there'll be a lot of new people that as we hit the 65, retirement in the market, so a lot of people will be having things where they're getting rid of the larger home. We're going to a condo. Maybe we're traveling to go see the grandbabies. Maybe we're retiring. Congratulations, we're doing a retirement. So keep that in mind. There'll be a lot of transactions going on this year and movement, regardless of whether the interest rates are 6.5 or 6.6, 6.7, right? And understanding that if you're selling or purchasing in 2025, one of the most important things you want to look at is the market. In 2023, we had a really tough market. The 2023, that market was where we had the interest rates, if you guys remember, where they were going up so rapidly. And so that market was a lot of people weren't selling unless you had to sell during the 2023 market. And so if you look back in the market, you look at 2024, which we just came out of a contentious presidential election, right? And so a lot of people put plans on hold there with what? Expecting that the feds are going to do this and that. I would say 2025, there is no reason to wait. People will be moving on with their lives and making decisions that is what is best for their family. But keep in mind as we move into a different marketplace, into a new year, that some of the sales that were 2 years ago, I had a great client that called me yesterday, and we were talking about some numbers, high-end luxury property, and we were looking at some of the sales. And before we make that investment or before we make that move, make sure we look at the numbers. Because what we think that the market was in 21 or maybe 22 is definitely not that now. And so remember that some of your sales that are out there are 2 or 3 years old, right? And then one of the years that we're talking in 23, not a lot of movement was there. So keep that in mind as the market kind of resets. I thought that was a good analogy as we go into 2025, that the market is resetting to what it is. The market is what it is, right? Buyers want to buy, sellers want to sell. We're in a different market. So keep that in mind that some of the comparables are not what they are and that market's resetting. Always what we urge, we do this show for a reason. And ultimately, though, an opportunity to get with a great agent in the marketplace. In today's market, there's a lot of things that have changed. Interest rates, market decisions, buying, selling, just a lot of new regulation out there. And so get with an agent that's got your back. And we always say we always got your back, but a good team. And it's a team. And when you work with us over here, you're not just getting one person. You got a great team that's working for you that cares from start to finish. And I think that that's so crucial moving forward in 2025. Make that decision if you're buying, selling, or unsure what to do. To link up with a great team. It's teamwork to make the dream work is what we say around here. So that's awesome. And then first-time buyers, that was one of the notes that I wanted to kind of talk about. Some of the first-time buyers, as the cost of inflation and the market has gotten so expensive that we are seeing a shift in first-time buyers being almost close to age 40. And so that's something new to think about. So market obviously is resetting. There are some different changes in the market and great opportunities to get with a great agent to help you make the right decisions as we move forward. Why is the new home, Ryan, important? Well, we know over years and years that even if we purchase a real estate transaction, whether it's for an investment, whether it's your residence, that real estate over the years has been a sound investment versus the stock market or mutual funds. Yes, there's expenses. Yes, there's things, but it's one of the best opportunities. I know we purchased our first home. When I purchased my first home, it was the best move that I ever made. And then we, of course, buy investment real estate. So we're all in on real estate, and it's not for everybody, right? There's certain types of real estate. But if it's your residence and you buy in a popular area and you do your diligence when you make your purchase, it could be one of the best moves you and your family can make. And home ownership is huge, right? I know the cost of home ownership seems not achievable to some younger groups, but keep working, there's opportunity. And once you get into the marketplace of home ownership, that kind of snowballs, that dominoes. So when you get your first home, you get some equity built up, and then you roll it to your next home, and before you know it, great opportunities arise. So keep working for that first-time home. Even though things are more expensive, there's great opportunities out there for home ownership. But as we're going to look for a new home this year, let's know the landscape. As the market's changing, depending on where you're moving across the country, every real estate area is going to be hyper-local. And so hyper-local is going to mean specific. What's in the Smoky Mountain market may not be the same that will be out in Los Angeles with what they're dealing with right now. Or how about in Florida in that market? Be clear on what you're looking for as we come into this break. We'll talk about that and so much more. Stay with us on the second half of Real Estate with Ryan.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no-obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you.
All right, we're back at it, Real Estate with Ryan, second half. Thank you for staying tuned. And if you're tuning in for the first time, hey, it's 2025, hard to believe, but thank you for tuning in. And my name is Ryan Coleman, owner, founder of Hometown Realty, and we do this show every week, every Saturday. We have fun with you guys, talk a little real estate, no politics, just fun. And talking about the East Tennessee housing market, what's going on, home ownership, is it achievable? Yes, it is. Investing, is it a wise move? We think so. And we talk about so much fun and try to have a little fun with it. And thank everybody that's followed us over the years. And, of course, we're on all the social media channels, Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can catch us there. Of course, all the Spotify, iTunes, and Google. You can catch Real Estate with Ryan in case you happen to miss the show. Now, we're always airing on News Talk 98.7 at 1 o'clock. Or catch us on Talk Radio, 92.3 FM at 11 a.m. So thank you to those great stations. Years in the running on those. I can't even remember, 7, 8, 9 years, I believe, on the radio. Appreciate all of our partners out there that allows us to be on the great stations there and broadcast Real Estate with Ryan. It's been fun, and I plan on doing it for a long time, and appreciate you guys. And thank you for listening. We love you guys. The Coleman family and all my team at Hometown Realty. Really appreciate you guys and send all the love. So let's get back into the show. Before we do that, we got a 60-second Vol update. Couldn't do it without the Vols. All right, 60-second update. Here we go. Drum roll, please. All right, it's that time. Football season's over. A lot of rebuilding, a lot of movement, but it's basketball. Vols #1 in the country. Tough loss to Florida, 73-43. I watched a little bit of that game. And man, it's just one of those games. You got to shake it off. Move on. New game coming up this week here on the 15th. Make sure you stay tuned. Root our Vols on. They're off to an amazing season. Lady Vols just played the other night. Oh, heartbreak. Last second shot at the basically 1 second left, and we had an opportunity to get a shot off at the end and just came a little short, 87-89. So 2 games by a point or 2, but New Year coach Kim Caldwell is off to an amazing start, and the Lady Vols look good. Just a matter of a couple tweaks, and program's off to amazing there. So make sure you support our Lady Vols and upcoming season. As you know, we're giving away tickets to both men and women's. All you got to do is like, share, and subscribe to our page. When you see our post, give it to a friend, and we're going to send you to the game. And I appreciate all you guys that have taken pictures and shared back with us and enjoyed all your lovely comments. We're glad to send you guys. That is our 60-second Vol update. Go Big Orange. All right, let's see. This show goes by quicker than I expect. We always talked about doing an hour, but that's too much of Ryan to deal with. And my wife said, I can agree. She's always the comedian, guys. Anyway, but we get back to purchasing in 2025. What's the market going to look like? Why is 2025 an opportunity to buy or sell your new home, your dream home, your forever home? I think it's a great opportunity. Just don't remember, watch the news as we move forward. As we move forward in 2025, what you need to know is try not to listen to too much news media. There's going to be a lot of news media. You know, President Trump in the White House, there's going to be nothing but nonstop news. But what I would say in 2025, make sure we focus on our goals. Make sure we focus on what our why is. What's important for us this year? You know, what is that new home in our goal list? If it is, let's go get it. If we're downsizing, is that what we're looking to do? Remember, the interest rates will come and go. The market is what the market is. And that being said, there's opportunities to refinance and there's opportunities. You know, when the inventory, I was talking to a young couple the other day about purchasing their first home, and the opportunity now is better than what we've seen in a long time. You know, a lot of these properties that we make offers on, you know, there was 2 or 3 offers, and it was a bidding war. It was very frustrating. It took a lot of buyers that were in the marketplace and moved them to the sidelines because now those buyers couldn't get home ownership. You listen to what I said in the first part of the show. We talked about that the first-time buyer average age was nearing close to 40 years old, and that's heartbreaking. But that's where the market is. That's where it is in the snapshot right now. It doesn't mean it's where it's going to be in the future. But how important is your goals in moving forward in 25 is to be clear on what you want. You need to be clear on what you want. I mean, bedroom, space, locations. What are the musts for you and your family? I think those are key. Why are we selling? Let's talk about that too. Know your numbers, right? If we're selling, why are we selling? I can't tell you how many people we talk to and have a conversation. I don't know if they're really saying exactly what's on their mind because, you know, you're in sales and, you know, nobody wants to really, be personal about your business. You don't want to give all and disclose all your information. But I talk to a lot of people, believe it or not, whether the home's been in the market for a while or they're selling or a combination, we come across their path and they say, Ryan, you know, really, if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And so we have a lot of people, I think, in the marketplace that are really unsure of what to do. Do I buy? Do I sell? So I think before you enter the marketplace, understand why you're doing what you're doing. You know, is that a big move for you and your family that we're relocating? Probably not going to hesitate about that. Great client that I was talking to before we got on the radio, poor thing, had some health issues and family and really just needs to settle this property so that things are not where, you know, his family's taking care of a lot of things. So some hard stuff like that. There are things and opportunities that you have to take care of, certain business, and then know what that is, right? If you're moving up, now is an opportunity to move up, but know your numbers. That's the second thing. Know your numbers. Have an idea of what your numbers are going to be for your budget. Before you jump in and start looking at houses, look at your financing. Look at what we have saved. How much our monthly payment? What's comfortable and what's our max? And don't go over your max. If you don't have down payment, look at down payment. Look at the opportunities that are out there. Different programs that we're helping. We even have several new construction that have opportunities for no down payments. So don't think you have to have a huge down payment in today's marketplace. We're seeing closing costs and opportunities in the marketplace that we haven't seen in a year or two ago. So get with your lender and your agent and talk about that. Pre-approve is the biggest thing that you can do moving forward. Having that conversation there, so tongue-tied, conversation with your lender is very important because as the market changes, as interest rates change, so do mortgage programs. So having a conversation on the front end is probably very important, especially if you're self-employed, taxes change from year to year, to knowing exactly what you're making to what your budget can afford. Learn to work with your real estate pro. Great lender, if you're selling. Now more than ever, it's smart to lean on their guidance and experience of a great agent in the marketplace. Now, I understand sometimes we have that opportunity and we've sold a time or two. But remember, a lot of the great agents that you're working with or in the marketplace, they have a great pulse on the market. You know, what you're seeing in the news is months or weeks behind and not hyper-local. You know, what the Florida market is not the East Tennessee housing market. And we're such a diverse market because we have a small area that's not a small area, but a big area that's short-term rentals and investments. And then we have multifamily, single-family residence, move-up scales. We have luxury property, some of the best luxury property in East Tennessee. So we have a wide variety. And then we have entry-level homes, probably a better selection than most across the country. And so those are opportunities that in the marketplace, you gotta get with a great agent to know exactly what you're looking for. Where do we see 2025 going? What are the experts saying? I know one of the biggest things that I get in my office and conversations are, will the mortgage rates come down? Everybody's keeping an eye on the mortgage rates and waiting for them to come down. So the question, how far, how fast, and is it possible that we'll see 3 or 4% interest rates? Nobody really knows. I think I saw something the other day, and President Trump was urging on the administration or the feds to make some adjustments, but who knows? I would say in 2025, don't base your moves on the interest rates to a certain degree. Obviously, if they get back to 23 levels, then you have to factor those in. But we're projected Fannie Mae's projected first quarter right around 6.6, second quarter 6.4. Maybe in the third quarter, we're easing some at 6.3. And then at the end of fourth quarter, we might be in the low sixes. So no exact answers. And will home prices fall? The short answer is probably not likely. While mortgage rates are expected to ease some, prices are projected to keep climbing in most areas, just a slower and more normal pace. I think it's safe to see that we're seeing a softening of the market to some degree, and we will see a readjustment in the East Tennessee housing market of some degree. But, the prices are still expensive, still need to get the best interest rate, but also focus on your goals for 25. Interest rates will come and go. You can refinance and have a lot of different options. FHA and VA have some strong stringline refinances. Appreciate you on the show. Hope you have an amazing week. Stay warm out there. We'll see you back next weekend.